maneuvers. I'm in the car on my way to work. I have this new thing in my car where I can like put the phone somewhere, but it's not acting right. But I had a dream years ago, and God spoke to me. It was God speaking, and He said that a lot of celebrities are going to give themselves to Him during the end time. And I remember Toney. Toney is a gospel artist. He was gay, and around that time that he was gay and that he left the church, and the church turned their back on him, God told me that he would come back to God. And God just spoke this audibly to me. It wasn't a dream. And now Toney, he actually gave his life back to God. God spoke to me about celebrities, that we're really going to be shocked in the end time when it comes to celebrities, as far as like them giving their lives to God and everything. And that many will. And I think, to be honest with you, where a lot of people think that celebrities may not do that because of what's going on, the Illuminati type things like that. But here's the thing, they know more than what we do. So think about that. First and foremost, the upper hand of what's going on up there. You know what I mean? So they know about all the things that are going on. And, think about what kind of dreams they could be having. Think about, all the things that they could be going through. Because when that's like somebody being in Vietnam or whatever it is the case may be. Think about all those things that they know about, the sexual parties, all the satanic rituals, all the things that they do know that we don't know, that we keep hearing about hearsay, and we just have to believe, right? So, why wouldn't it be a coincidence that people, celebrities, will give their lives to God in the end time, right? So, this morning I want you guys to be blessed. I started a new job in the morning time, and I just want to thank God. But just remember, we can anybody can keep posting videos. Right now it's about getting your life right, getting your prayer life right, getting my prayer life right. What I'm doing with my videos is telling you guys my past, what happened, what I seen, dreams and visions. And now, I'm playing catch up. It's been a year, a little bit over a year, where, my life has changed, where God did that Damascus Road experience from Saul to Paul that I was telling you guys about. I'm from Saul to Paul now. And, even though I grew up a certain way, what I mean by Saul to Paul is like a literal real change. Well, I literally changed in God, and no patty cake and no playing, no faking and shaking and stuff like that. And I just want to thank God. And God showed me a lot of things about the end times, and we really need to be thinking about what we want to do. We don't want to be in the end time. We don't want to be in a food shortage and not have food, and we got warned about getting a storage. We don't want to continue to lack when God is asking, because there's so much. You ever seen a loving parent? They do all what they can do. They give you all these warnings. We play off the warnings. We pay off because they're so loving, and all of a sudden when the real trials start coming around and coming along, we're just kind of like, and God is like, okay, it's time for you. It's time for the test. And you're like, well, I didn't study for it. So we just need to make sure that we don't, lose sight and lose focus. And what I mean by lose sight and lose focus is that there's so many sermons, there's so many this, there's so much of somebody can tell you this or, tell you that, or just whatever the case may be. And I'm about to, I have to remove some people out of my life, and then I'm about to start over. I know that I'm imperfect, you know what I mean? And I have to start over. And for a lot of you guys, you're going to have to start removing people out of your life. A lot of you guys need to start going into your calling. God could be calling a lot of you guys to start up churches. You could have fear, whatever the case. But God is asking you to step out on faith. God is asking you to pull out and do what He's calling and asking you to do. And, now is the time. This is crunch time to sow seeds. This is crunch time to do everything that you need to do. This is crunch time. Now is the time to start sowing and getting your papers fulfilled. I told you guys about the angel and what they showed me. There was a line of people. Thank you, Lord God. In time. There was this guy. Let me start with this. Years and years ago, I was married to my second ex-husband. I think I only had like 4 children. 4 children. 4 or 5. I was like pregnant or whatever. When the enemy used to talk to me, because when you're on the devil's territory so much, you think it's God. And there is a voice. Look it up. A lot of people have said it, more than just me. There is a voice that sounds like God. I remember one time, a demon talking. And this was the time I was really trying to hear from God. I was on medication. Didn't want to hear any voices or anything like that. And the voice said, I just went to sleep and woke up. I don't know how to say this. I just heard the voice say, there is something within you and Sean that nobody else has. And my chest was illuminated. My being, my spirit man. It was no longer flesh. My husband's chest was illuminated. And when I looked down at my chest, you could see it was like 1 to 3 like seeds hanging in my chest. I looked over at my husband. I saw the same thing, and I heard, you guys have something that nobody else has. And I was just like, okay. So years and years later, like I said, I've never been a YouTuber to minister and do things like that. God led me to a certain individual's testimony. I don't know if you guys ever seen his testimony. He's talking about Judgment Day. He's a black guy. He looks like he's African or something. He has a wife and everything. And he said that everybody was standing in line. A lot of people were standing in line on Judgment Day. And everybody was looking down at themselves. They were all spirit man. They were like all illuminated. And they had like these seeds. They had black seeds. Like whether if it was 1, 2, 3, whatever how many. And it was in the middle of their chest. And that represents sin. It represents sin. It represents something that God wants you to get rid of. It represents a part of you, an attribute, whatever it, the case may be, that you're just letting hang around and sit there and fester, and it's sin. As time went on, and I looked at that, and I continued to ponder, even of late, to be honest with you, as I sit here and I'm thinking, I think about that, and I'm just like, the devil gets very clever. There was one time the devil came to me. He didn't know it was me. God hid me and he protected me, and the devil was just like, yeah, I'm gonna kill Quinitra. I'm gonna do this and do that. I was on a telephone in a dream. It went, and I said, hello? And it's like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put that plot against Quinitra. I was like, oh yeah, really? And it was like, yeah. I was like, okay, so when are we gonna do it? And he was just like, yeah, so we're gonna. And then he stopped. And then the telepathic sensing I was getting was, wow, how in the world did I end up talking to the person that I was gonna kill and hurt? And then he just hung up. And God revealed the plans of the enemy. He revealed the plans of the devil. And the devil will speak to you if you let him speak to you crazy. If you don't feel You know, there's so much in the natural that you can learn from. If you don't feel like the devil can speak to you like people do, he's the ones that put things in people's mouths. And then when people play with our minds and we be like, oh yeah, so, you know, we're all gullible. Yeah, so if you go behind that building, you're going to find the money. And then as soon as you go behind the building, someone takes your bike. I had someone do that to us. My brother was a little kid. Somebody wanted to borrow his bike. And they said, yeah, go around the corner. Your mom's calling you. He went around the corner and they took his bike. So the devil does things like that. If you let him talk to you stupefied, meaning talk to you about something about yourself, like he was talking about the seeds and the sin, and he was really basically saying, you're in the wrong marriage, and this is what's going to bring you down. This is what's going to pull the both of you down, because you guys are not called and made and meant to be with one another. I got to go to work. You know, this was actually a real thing that happened to me. And God had to break that. And God rebuked the devil out of my life. And he broke that voice. And now I have the voice plumb line of God. And I want to thank God. You guys be blessed, okay?